Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining this Can College live session. My name is M. Watu. I'm one of the directors at the Can College. This session is being recorded. It is a live session. In this session, we will go over with some college admission policies, procedures, options available for students, starting from program selection all the way until they receive letter of acceptance, what happens next, policies about changing the program, and policies about uh, uh, support available for students past letter of acceptance when they are applying for visa. This is a general information section. We can take all questions which you have in mind about the admission, as well as for any other question related to admission and study what is related to your program. As I mentioned, this is a live session. It's been recorded, and the recording will be available on the website. This is simultaneous live session, which is being presented through two different systems. One system which is a Can College invitation system, where we have invited students and applicants who are already in the process of admission offer and acceptance stage. They do have an option to ask questions live in the session via voice. For those students who are, or for those attendees who are joining this session from a live presentation on Facebook page or Vimeo page, you can definitely chat and ask questions during this live session via messaging system and Q&A system. For live students who are invited by the college directly, you have to use the hand button, which is available in this meeting software. Once you click on the hand button, that means you want us to open up your microphone, and you'll be able to speak live, and we'll be answering your questions live in the session. Alternatively, you do have an option to ask a question in this live session via texting. So as I mentioned, there are two ways. One is you will see a chat box or Q&A text box in this live meeting webinar software, or you can use Vimeo chat box to send your question. We love questions, and I can assure you we will not end the seminar until all questions have been answered. You're more than welcome to ask any question. There is no such thing as good or bad question. Let me introduce once again myself to those who have joined the session lately. My name is M. Watu. I'm one of the directors at the Can College. I'm also a legal practitioner. I used to practice law in Canada. I teach law subjects too. So I do have a knowledge which I'll share with you about matters which are related to your perhaps visa application or such other requirement. Let me begin with my presentation with selecting the program. It is very important that you must select a program which is relevant to your skill learning intention. Can College is offering programs to all ages. So there is no restriction of age. Minimum age restriction is 18 years. There is no maximum age restriction. And this is the law. This applies to every college, university, and individual, regardless if you are in Canada or you are outside Canada. Can College is offering programs, and you will find the programs on our website page under program listing, and we are constantly working to get more programs approved by the Ministry of Education, and we will be offering those programs, and they'll be posted on our this program list. Each program has its own web page. Each program has its own detail. That detail covers everything. It covers the cost of the program. It covers the sessions of the program. It covers the duration, everything. The format is available. Everything is there. For example, I'll just take, for instance, a program which is, let's say, healthcare program. So the program detail is here. So you will see what intended occupation this program is geared to, what kind of skill this program is teaching, the cost of the program, everything is mentioned on this page. It's very helpful for you to decide before you submit your application whether this program is good for you or not, based on the skill set which you will be learning, and then you make your decisions accordingly. Uh, and as I mentioned, list of other programs is also available. Selecting a program is very important, as I mentioned earlier. It also influences your uh, visa decision and further decisions when you enter Canada related to your settlement in Canada. So you will be, if you get enrolled and you have offer of admission and you're accepted and you continue education after getting a visa in Canada, so you definitely want to see an opportunity where you can settle in Canada after completion of your education. Can College does provide support to students during that stage. Before even you complete the program, Can College is going to work with you and some very renowned, reputable recruiting agencies, and they connect with students and employers in Canada, and they are transitioned from study permit to a work permit status before or around the completion of the program. That's what we do. And this is done within 1 year or whatever the duration of your program is. So the cost of the program is definitely very important to look into, which is linked with number of hours and also the type of program you are taking. We do not offer postgraduate work permit programs. Postgraduate work permit programs are completely different animals. They have different requirements. There's a different law about it. Can College is not offering those programs. In general, I would just like to share with you, the postgraduate work permit programs are minimum 2 years in length. So you have to pay the cost of living and the tuition fee for 2 years. It could be 3 years too. End of the day, once you complete the postgraduate work permit program or study, you will be getting a open work permit. Open work permit is a permission to work in Canada by the Department of Immigration. It has nothing to do with the college or admission or the university or your education. Obviously, you will need an employer to work and get paid. So getting an open work permit is not a guarantee that you will get an employer who will offer you a job. You may have a PhD, you may have a master's, you may have any other higher credential without any skill, and still your chance to get a job in Canada is, I would say, definitely going to depend upon your own skills and ability to perform certain tasks. So that is exactly what the case is. In general, there are hundreds and thousands of students who are graduating from Canadian universities. They also have master's degree, they also have PhD degrees, they have many other higher degrees. Definitely, Canadian employers are encouraged by the government of Canada to hire those who are Canadian citizens already in Canada. So if you are a foreign national and you are in Canada and you have, let's say, master's degree or PhD degree without any skill, definitely you are competing with Canadian nationals. On the other hand, if you have a skill, which could be a database development, which is a purely a skill where you will be creating a database and also knowing how to manage the databases. Every employer nowadays in Canada is using computers and databases, banks, government level, local, private, everywhere there are computers. It's a great skill. Maybe you want to learn a skill how to run a business, which is hotel operation and hospitality management. Maybe you want to work with that industry or in that industry. So that is something which is very important for you to look at. E-business management is great because if you are already doing a business or you are a self-employed or proprietor, or you are employed by some private business and they are not selling services or goods online, so e-business management can give you a skill to perform that independently and without any further support. Occupational health and safety program is great for those who wants to get into some kind of public sector jobs as well as private jobs, where you will be advising and also I would say working for employers to manage the safety of the workplace is very important. Then we have personal support worker in childcare program, which is excellent for those who have lower credentials. For example, if you have minimum education, which is higher secondary school, which is our standard higher education, or maximum education or minimum education we need to enroll for any program here. So if you have that, so this personal support and childcare program is excellent. This program is also connected with an immigration program in Canada, which allows actually graduates and workers in Canada not only to find a job quickly as caregivers in different facilities and also in homes, and then after working for 2 years, they can apply for immigration application to live here permanently without any other additional higher credentials or additional higher requirements such as express entries not required for personal support workers. Similarly, Healthcare Services Administration Management Diploma is also a managerial diploma. In short, what I wanted to say is this: all the programs which CAM College is offering to you are connected directly or indirectly with an occupation which is high in demand in Canada. And that occupation is also connected to a immigration-related application or criteria, which could further assist you and help you to settle in Canada in a better way. So that's very important to understand. Also, as I mentioned earlier, we do keep in mind when we prepare programs and offer programs that the skills we teach to our students are also in demand in Canada. So when you are competing with other graduates who may have similar degree as yours, regardless if they're Canadian or they're international, you are standing above the crowd by learning a skill, by having a diploma in hand. I have a master's degree. 1,000 other students also have master's degree, but they do not have a skill which is specific to that particular occupation. And that skill and that evidence, which is diploma, learning from Canadian institution, is going to give you a kind of, I would say, upper hand, or it will make you stand above the crowd when you are competing with other competitors. That is the background. And you have to look into your credentials, your goals. As I mentioned earlier, there is no age limit at all. You can be at any age, but if your explanation letter and your submission to the immigration for the visa or for any other subsequent status in Canada should connect you with your intentions to study and then work and then Canada, and everything should look like in a proper sequence. CAM College has a process where we don't have any fee for you to apply for initial admission assessment. So the admission assessment process is very simple, and we have explained that in this link on our website page, which says admission process for ISP, and we have explained here in steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And if you follow these steps, it's so easy, it's free. You don't have to pay anything to submit your admission application for your related program. Once your application is received by the college admissions committee, they assess it. You will receive a decision on your application within 7 to 10 business days. We do respond to you regardless if your admission is approved or not approved. If your admission is approved, you will receive an offer of admission. That offer, if it is approved and you have offer, you have 30 days to look into, explore, and then if you want to proceed further with the admission and also further documentation, you have to pay the required letter of acceptance fee. Letter of acceptance fee is mandatory for you to move forward to receive further documentation, which could include letter of explanation, enrollment contract, and then letter of acceptance, which is a statutory document to apply for a visa. We also issue you with letter of acceptance, which is a statutory document, apply a visa, invitation letter for you to use for a visa, a letter to the student explaining the entire post, visa stages, what is going to happen once you will be here in Canada, and how you will complete the study, the COVID situation, if there is a possibility for you to go through any travel restrictions. We will explain everything to you. You will also have at that stage, even before applying for a visa, we provide a full support to our LOA stage students to prepare their visa application. Visa application support is available absolutely free to letter of acceptance students, where we provide them sample documents, sample forms, very important information, which usually they will get by paying someone, a legal counsel or someone, to assist them in the process. But this information is available for free for you to access. We also provide a service to those students who have paid LOA fee and they're ready to apply for a visa, a free visa documentation. For example, uh, we will guide you how to prepare your application, how to submit your application, and when you're ready to submit your application, we will ask you if you're interested to have your application package assessed by a licensed legal professional who is authorized to represent uh, you legally on any immigration matter. In other words, a lawyer or a licensed immigration consultant, which is Canadian consultant, is going to review that application 100% absolutely free. And these consultations are performed on one-on-one by having a either WhatsApp meeting or a live chat meeting just like this. And we advise you at that stage if there is any problem or any issue with your application, and then you can fix it if you want to do that. That's how we support our students. We do have a policy. Visa, regardless, obviously you are going to study in Canada only. If you are an international student, you can study in Canada only once you study once you have the visa and you're here in Canada. So if by any reason, for any reason, if your visa is not approved, we do provide support to look into the reasons of your refusal, and then we have a policy to allow you to request another letter of acceptance without paying additional or again for the letter of acceptance, which will allow you to submit your visa application again, uh, second chance, without paying anything extra or cost at that stage. You can also change your program. At Can College, we have a policy. For example, if you submit an application, you receive an offer, and down the road or during at any stage before submitting the visa application, you feel that you made a decision which was not a good decision to select a program, you can always request to change the program without paying any cost after you have been approved and you are in the LOA stage. So changing a program is also an option, which is absolutely free, and you don't have to pay for that at all. Uh, as I mentioned, you might have lots of questions, and I'll be opening up your forum for live Q&A in a minute. And we will chat, and we will also hear you about any question which you have in mind, and I will be more than happy to answer that question in this live session. Also, a little bit housekeeping. We have actually we have a link on the website and a page on the website, which is Q&A. Most of the questions, general questions, for example, can I study without English Ielts? That question has been answered. Answer is yes, you can. Do you have to pay a full tuition fee before visa approval? Absolutely not. Can College does not have a policy that we are asking students to pay 100% upfront tuition fee to the college to apply for a visa. No, the law does permit students to prove the funds available for tuition fee payments and settling in Canada uh, in different ways. Paying the fee to the college is one of those ways. And I can tell you this law is applied not only the Can College or the policies, not only the Can College, many other colleges and universities in Canada, they are also dealing with the same law, and they are also maybe perhaps subject to a similar policy as we have. Can you bring your family members in Canada or not? Absolutely, yes. A principal applicant, once he or she is approved for a study visa or a work visa or whatever the case may be, they are allowed to bring their family members in Canada as dependents, and they can live with them during the study or work or whatever the situation is. This is public information, and you can find this information on Google or also on the Canadian government website, which is IRCC website, which is Immigration Canada website. These are general questions which I believe you may have, and this is available on our website page in detail. Postgraduate work permit, I talked about that. Letter of acceptance, is letter of acceptance a guarantee for admission? Absolutely not. Regardless if you have letter of acceptance from let's say Cam College or from any university in Canada, it doesn't matter. Then your chance to get approval on visa or study visa depends on several factors which are unrelated to admission or the course of the program. They're related to your ties back in home country. They're related to your financial ability and your funds available funds available with you to pay for your tuition fee and also to pay for your settlement in Canada. Obviously, your intent is definitely judged accordingly. So your purpose and intent is judged based on your purpose of study. For example, if you select a program which kills the purpose, of your um, the entire future plan, it is going to kill your application for visa as well. For example, if you are a lawyer and all of a sudden now you want to study hotel management or business and project management, which is purely a construction and totally different field, that is a sign like you just want to get admission and visa to enter Canada, whereas you don't have any intentions to study in this program at all. So it is very important to look into these factors. If you're working with any agent or a consultant already, I would highly recommend you to talk to them and ask them about all these possibilities and factors. If you're dealing with a Canadian licensed immigration consultant or a Canadian lawyer, I can tell you like definitely they have different standard. Their licensing and their training is as such. They cannot even afford to lie to you, or otherwise they will lose their license, which is definitely way more valuable than any fee. If you're dealing with an agent who's assisting you to submit and prepare a study application and they're not licensed by Canadian authorities or they're not lawyers or consultants, definitely, you can definitely seek assistance from them up to a certain limitation, but it is against the law, according to Canadian immigration law and the Canadian regulatory bodies regulations. It is against the law to charge a fee from a client and then assist them without having a license. And this implication or consequences of this violation are not limited to the agent or the consultant who's unlicensed. They are moved and they're carried also against the applicant as well. So it's very important to make sure that you are in good hands and you know what you're doing. If you are already an agent and you are helping a student or students or group of students, you can do that legally actually by connecting with, let's say, a licensed professional and working under the supervision of that Canadian licensed professional. Why don't you do that legally? And you can do that. And then it's a great way to actually protect the public and their interest. So they're better served. That's pretty much it about this my initial, I would say, remarks. Uh, Admission application, as I mentioned, is free. If you go to our Q&A page right over here, you will also see a pink button. It says recorded seminars. You can click over here and you will find our previously recorded seminars. I would say right over here, and then you will find very good information. There were lots of questions They were actually asked and answered, and you can actually review them. We also have a scholarship program. You can see the link over here, scholarship grants and bursaries, and those are self-explanatory programs. These programs are automatic. They are available to apply online, and decisions are made by different departments individually. There are some grants which are automatic. For example, when you make an application, and if you fall in that category of grant or program, your grant will be automatically applied with your offer, and you will get information and you will find information about that discount or scholarship or grant applied to your tuition fee in the application form already. We do have an excellent program, which is a bridge training program. We are preparing actually a different and completely separate seminar on that, and a procedure is being also updated where we have identified certain occupations which are listed here. These are all regulated occupations. So you may, as I mentioned earlier, have a very high degree or maybe a credential, and that is linked or connected with a regulated occupation. You could be attorney, you could be a chartered accountant, you could be a chiropractor, you could be a physician, dental hygiene engineer. The list is very long. There are 48 occupations. If you are in these occupations already, we suggest, Cam College suggests that you don't have to study all over again, a master's degree or PhD or anything at all. Actually, this is an excellent program which can allow you to get your application assessed by Cam College at a very minimal cost. And if in our assessment, if you are eligible, we will provide you further instructions which may allow you to enter Canada to complete this licensing program at a very low cost, as well as in a very short period of time, which may open up further doors for you to settle in Canada in these regulated occupations. Just keep in mind, anyone who is associated with any of these regulated occupations, they are required by law to have a license from a related regulatory body. So this bridge training program, which Cam College Bridge Training Program, this is called Cam College Bridge Training Program, has its own different procedure, and we do encourage students to go for this program rather going for a full degree program. As I mentioned earlier, let's say hypothetically, if the cost of a vocational program or a degree program is anything between $15,000 to $30,000 per year at Cam College or in any other university, maybe the bridge training program can serve the same purpose and will allow you to complete not only the licensing, coming to Canada, and then finding an opportunity to settle yourself here in Canada with a lot less requirements, as low as the cost-wise, I would say, under $5,000. And this is less than 6 months duration. So this is also an option. So if you are related to these occupations, I would strongly recommend you to also look into this bridge training program as well. We do have other programs, for example, licensing exam program, certification program, and CPD learning. These programs are not for international students. These are only for students here in Canada. Also, if you look at our program list, we have very openly and clearly mentioned which program is for domestic students and international students, or which program is only for domestic students. We highly recommend you to pay attention to these programs also. On our website, we have also mentioned very clearly which session is open. So if you click on the red button which says apply for admission online, you will see over here current schedule and enrollment status for 2021, and you will see which session is closed, which session is closed, and which session is open. So that's how we are assessing and taking applications now. With these comments, I will conclude my initial comments and information about the college policies and the procedures. I'm opening the forum for live questions. For those students, once again, who are applicants, actually not students, who are attending this live session through Cam College invitation meeting link, you have an option to click on the hand button, which is in your uh, meeting software. And I'm going to open up your microphone one by one, alphabetical order, and you have to unmute yourself and we'll speak live. You also have an opportunity to type your question in the message area, and I will get your questions live. If you're attending this session on other forum, for example, Facebook or Vimeo link, which is also a live presentation, you have to look for Q&A section, and then you have to actually type your questions, and we will be answering your questions one by one uh, accordingly. So I'm opening up your microphones for those who are requesting to open up their microphones and ask questions on the voice message. The first microphone I'm opening is for AIKINS, Ikins Amponsa. Please unmute yourself and speak. Akins, please, you have to unmute your microphone to speak to me if you have a question. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next requester. So there is a button to unmute your microphone at your end. That's how you do that. Next hand is Al Hassan. Your microphone is open, please. From my side, you have to unmute yourself from your side. So, yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm so much happy and grateful. I think this is the second time I've gotten the opportunity to join you live session. I'm speaking from Ghana. Dasan Asali Hassan is my name, and I have applied for database development and administration, and of course, I was given admission, which I was very grateful. I have also gone ahead to pay for the LOA fee, I mean, the letter of acceptance deposit fee. But my problem now is after paying for the LOA fee, I don't know what is, they have not sent me the letter of acceptance or the contract letter. I have not received it. What they said is that I don't know if you pay, there are different types of options for the payment. What are the policies involved? Do you, after payment, and then your account has been credited that yes, a payment has been received? What other policies are involved after payment? Because I've been asked to document other documents which I don't understand, because I thought maybe after paying the fees, that's all. But I've been asked to document certain things before these contract letters could be issued. Why?
Okay, thank you for your question. Let me share my answer with you very clearly. First of all, our system is automated. We have different departments dealing with students at different stages. But I understand you are at a stage where you received an offer, you paid LOA fee, and now uh, you know you have been asked. What I understand, to verify your payments. For example, if you go to our if you go to our how to pay tuition fee, we have actually detailed information. There are several ways to pay the fee, which is letter of acceptance. Option one, two, three. There is one option which is option five, if that is the one you're related to, which is a credit card pay.
I use credit card. I use credit card. It was
Yes.
being paid for me by someone in Canada. So
So please,
somebody's paid for me in Canada. He said he used debit card.
sir, please let me finish. So if you are on option five, which is a credit card, and this is exactly what I want to say, and you can use your own card actually to pay the fee, or you can have one of your friends anywhere in the world use their or his or her card to pay the fee. It doesn't matter. But regardless, whichever is the option, it is not our requirement. It is the bank's requirement, the credit card issuing requirement that you must have to fill out this credit card form. I'm opening up this form. This form is very simple. All you have to do is this. This is only one-time form for the fee which you have already paid. This is not a form which will allow Cam College to charge any other fee in future on the same card. It's only one time. So you have to fill out this form with the fee which you have paid, and then initial it, cross out all other areas which are not applicable to you, your name, card billing address, the card holder's billing address, card holder's name. If it's you, the same student and same, you just put your name, and then you have to attach with this form your ID. So we also need a proof of ID. For example, it could be your passport. Unless you pass this stage, there is no way you're going to move forward. What is going to happen? So we have given you generally 10 days or so, or 7 days to complete this process. If we do not receive any verification as requested within that stipulated time, this fee will be refunded back to the cardholder, and your admission will be put again in the queue, and then your admission will not be considered as completed. So what I believe, what I see from your comments and your question is that you are at this stage. So I would request you to please communicate with the person who has allowed you to use his or her card or pay the fee. And the moment you pay, you send this form, I can assure you within 24 hours, you will receive further documentation automatically, instantly to move forward. So that is the status of your. I don't have. I'm sharing with you general information which is applied to everyone. I do not have access to your application. I don't know what's going on with that. You have to contact your admission administrator. Our college has several admission administrators. Each admission administrator is dealing with different student. If you look at your offer letter, you have the contact details of that admission administrator. Her phone number, her email address, everything is there. I would strongly suggest you to communicate with them if you want to get the actual status and what's going on with your application to them. That is the best way to get further response to that. Any other question you have, Mr. Salifu? Please go ahead. Your microphone is open.
Yes, there is not. The second question is in the card authorization form. I've been asked to. It's also ordered of that you enter your security code. All this place is optional, right? Because since I'm not the card owner, and then the person you can put not applicable, right? And then the last question about the scholarship. As a database and development administration, am I eligible for a scholarship?
Thank you again. All sections in this form must be completed. If you're not providing security code, again, you must contact. How difficult it is for you to contact your friend and ask him or her to provide that information. And please remember, this is a third party. We do not store your card information. We do not charge your cards automatically. This is a requirement of Affinity Pay, which is our merchant bank, and they want us to have this information provided them as a proof that this is a legit payment. We had actually received several email payments in the past where actually it was discovered later on that agents or the students have used someone else's card, and the card holder actually had no information about that charge. So to avoid such incident and for your own best interest, this is required. Whatever is mentioned in the payment information section, it is mandatory. The only option you have, the charging policy or charge policy option, where you can cross out because not applicable, is only in the charge policy section. In the payment information, all information is required. That is that. That is the answer to your question. And about the scholarship, if you visit our scholarship website, first of all, to be eligible for scholarship, your admission must be approved. You cannot submit a scholarship application or submission for a decision before your admission is approved. When I say approved, I meant to say you have paid the letter of acceptance. That is the time when you are eligible to apply for scholarship. Scholarship assessment is completely dealt by a different department. I don't do that. I cannot answer your question whether you are eligible or not for the scholarship. That determination must be made by a department once they receive your application for, I would say, scholarships. That is the procedure. And I believe if you have applied for admission, you have paid the LOA fee, you are eligible to apply for admission scholarship. Some scholarships, for example, they have their own application process. You have to submit an application. This is not automatic. Grants are automatic. Everything else, which is a scholarship, it has to be through a application process, and you have to do that and wait for their decision. Any other comment or feedback, Mr. Al Hassan?
Yes. So, yes, with regards to the credit card authorization form, so that means that the person has to enter the security code.
Sir, I'm not going to spend much time on the same question. You have to read the form. It's self-explanatory.
That's the question. That's the last question I just asked.
Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, sir. This is what you have to do. We have very clearly mentioned step 3 or step 2. If you are a successful authorization form and then have filled and signed and upload all along with a copy of proof of IDs, all sections which are there, they are supposed to be filled out and sent out.
The person was actually afraid that maybe something.
Sir, I can't control any arrangement between you and the person. I'm sorry, I have to move on to the next question. Next question is from Bernard. Your microphone is open from my side. Please unmute yourself. Bernard Asieri.
Yeah, all right, thank you very much. This is Bernard from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to find out that in part of processing the visa, what will be the minimum requirement for your bank statement? Will there be any bank statement? And if it is, what will be the minimum requirement?
Okay. If you are in the letter of acceptance stage, we do provide specific, individualized, customized, I would say, answer and a specific response to that particular student. The requirement of the fund is purely different. It's based on case-to-case basis. It's different for you, different for other students. In general, if you Google the IRCC website and you go to the Government of Canada website and type financial requirements for students, you will find answer for that. But if you are already, I don't know what is the status of your application at the CAM College. If you are a student who's already enrolled and you are in you're at the letter of acceptance stage, you should have access to, once you log into our LMS system, you will be having access to Visa Assistance Secure Portal. And we have actually provided a link over there which says proof of financial. So this is the Government of Canada website. So, and there is a table provided by the Government of Canada. And regardless if you are with us or anywhere else, this is a general table which you have to use. I would suggest to you to wait until you are at the letter of acceptance stage and get a specific answer rather than getting a general answer. Any other questions?
All right, thank you.
No problem with that. Next is David. David Ban, your microphone is open. Please unmute yourself from your side.
Yeah, my name is David Ban. I'm in Uganda, South Africa. Does the bank statement which you present at the embassy has to be in the student's name, or there can be a sponsor?
There are so many ways. There are so many options. There is not one option. It doesn't have to be student's name. Bank statement actually is not required at all. As I mentioned earlier, there are so many other ways, and you can find this information on the Government of Canada website. There are, like, I would say, 7 different options where you can prove your proof of financial support. Again, my recommendation would be to wait until you are in letter of acceptance stage, and then you will be actually getting into a different kind of seminar, one-on-one assessment, and a legal counsel is going to advise you what is best based on your situation and scenario. As I mentioned earlier, each case is different. Each student is different. They have different scenarios. You may get money from your mother, your brother, your sister, your friend, your uncle, your employer. So situation is going to change. That's my answer to you. You have any other questions, sir?
No, thank you.
No problem. Next question is Esther Dangana. please unmute yourself if you have any question. You have to unmute to speak to me. Okay, I'll move on to the next. Next is God's time. Your microphone is open from my side. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Doctor. My name is Doctor. I'm also you from Nigeria.
What is your question, sir?
Okay. My question is, I applied for health safety and occupational therapy, and I'm at the stage of paying for my LOFP. What I want to know is, I am a student who graduated from the Arts Department, English Department precisely. I want to know if me apply under a course under health safety or if business management will affect my chances of getting a student visa to Canada.
You know, learning a skill is something which is definitely connected to your employment or previous career or future career change. So it is definitely your own decision, and we have provided details of each program. Occupational health and safety is a program which is not actually for healthcare professionals. It is a program actually for anyone uh, to learn about the laws of occupational health and safety. It is Canadian law, but also it also helps other countries to how to manage that situation. So that is one thing. But if you look into a general program, so database management, so the database management program and also the e-business management program, they are or hotel operation management program is actually kind of I would say skill set which is general. For example, anyone who is in any occupation, lawyers, you have doctors, physicians, teachers, bank managers, or any regardless whatever the situation and occupation is, learning a computer skill is something which is very important nowadays. Let's take an example. When I graduated from law school back in '90s, there were no computers. And by the way, when I actually entered into this, the millennium age in the year 2002, 2006, or even today, I had to learn how to use computers, how to use databases. In Canada, the entire system is on computers now. Courts are taking applications, cases are filed online, decisions are made online. Similarly, if you go to healthcare profession, everything is in computers now. In Canada, entire healthcare system is based on computers. Due to this COVID situation, all businesses they have to close their doors, and they were closed for any business or such activity. Businesses who were open to sell online product or services, they were still running and they made money. So learning a skill how to manage businesses online, this diploma is going to teach that. Database management is going to teach skills how to create databases for anyone, for everyone, and then use that skill to either do a job and improve your current career and your current occupational skill which you have, uh, or use that for your own business. So that's how you look at that. I would strongly recommend to pay close attention to your, let's say, current occupation, current education, and then see from your list of subjects or courses which you have studied already, if there is something which is missing and you have not learned that before, and then pick that from our list if you are going to study at CAM College, and then select that which was missing. Because at the end of the day, when you'll be submitting your application for visa, in your purpose of statement, your explanation letter, you have to make your case to establish your purpose and your intention, which should be connected why you're taking this course. If you already have that skill learned through your previous education or whatever the case may be, then obviously why you want to learn again. And this is a question which is a common sense question, and any decision maker is going to look into that. So it's very important to select a program which is very close to, and it is not just a choice based on the lower fee or the duration. Rather, it is a choice which is really going to allow you to learn some new skill through education, and that is your intent. Uh, I hope this answers your question, Mr. Godstein. If you still have any other feedback or follow-up question, I will open up your microphone again. Okay, I'm going to open up microphone for James. Yeah, Mr. Godstein, you have any other follow-up question? Yeah,
Hello?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yes, I said actually, actually right now I'm doing business, and before I applied to the health safety and occupation stuff, I later changed my mind. I want to go for the business management after I went through the profile of the course. So I was so much interested as to what it entails for me to learn taking up that course. So I tend taking the course. So I want to, because I graduated as a BA holder from English in my university here. So what I want to be very sure of is if the visa officer will be concerned about me switching from my English down to a skill in computer, in IT aspect. So that is what I want to be sure of. So I want to be guided for me to know if I can choose the course or not. It must be related to the English department I graduated from as an English student.
Sir, let me be very clear. Once again, this is your choice to select the program at the CAN College. And then you are the one who's the decision maker, what you want to study. And then you will be submitting application for the visa. The CAN College is only responsible for your admission and teaching you a skill through an education program. And we will allow you to change the program. We will allow you to, if you don't like one program, to switch other one for free. So that's what the college policy is. Uh, Once you submit visa application with any specific form, changing a program after submitting a visa application is not recommended, and that is something which college is not going to do once you submit the program for visa, because that creates your record with the government, with the immigration department. And if you create a record with one program and then all of a sudden you say, oh, I'm changing my program now, that is definitely going to create a doubt in the mind of the decision maker. So bottom line is, college can only deal with its procedures and process before the visa application is submitted, and if it is related to the college. That is the only guarantee I can give it to you. The guarantee is, yes, we will approve your change of program if you want to do that before the issuance of letter of acceptance or before submitting the visa application. Now, guarantee, there is no guarantee of visa, even if you have a PhD, or even if you're enrolled in a program which is for like master's degree at the university. Still, the factors for visa application and approval of such application, they're purely unrelated to the admission application. So I believe that's what I understand from your question, and that is my answer to your question. Um, that's next. I believe, James, your microphone is open. Please, if you have any other question, you have to unmute yourself, James, if you want to have a question. If not, I'm moving on to the next questioner, and that is Kehinda. Kehinda Jolison, your microphone is open from my side. Please unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Kehinde Jolason from Nigeria. I have some couple of questions. Firstly, for me, and before moving on to my wife, after finishing secondary school, got interested in networking and security, as in computer networking, but as some Nigerian university don't offer that, so I decided to take some professional courses online, which I did, and I did very well in it. And as a matter of fact, I've been working as information technology manager.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. I would be more interested to hear your question rather than your
Okay,
background.
my question is, having finished from secondary school for about 10 years now, can I still apply for a course
Oh
in a
yes,
university?
there is uh, there is no law which can restrict anyone uh, to continue study or to improve their skill or to learn any program at any age. You could be 60 years old, you could be 50 years old. As I mentioned earlier, like we teach skills. We train people with specific skills. So there is no restriction as far as you can cover your intention and purpose properly. For example, like you mentioned earlier, you studied 10 years ago. You have to look into your courses. So secondary school is your primary credential. It is your primary degree which you got from a school or college, which is a government school. Everything else could be a short-term course, a training course, Microsoft certification, other certifications. Those
Yes,
certifications
yes.
have no value other than just a certification. It may be a certification based on your country regulations. Law is different in Canada. Regulation and standard is different in North America. So you have to look at yourself and your credentials and look at our programs. We have provided details about the skills, what is covered, list of subjects. So you have to look into that if you have not learned that before, and if you want to learn it now. 10 years ago, technology was different. Now it's different. So learning is always changing. So answer to your
Okay,
question, number one, there is no age restriction. Number two,
okay.
can you study any program? Yes, you can study
No,
any
I mean
program.
IT related program because that has been my field.
Secondary school, as I mentioned, sir, secondary school is your primary education. That is the only education we consider, and that is the education that you will be using to get admission and move forward. In between,
Okay,
diploma, we have a 1 year diploma. It's not a certificate, it's not an online course. So it has different value. If you come to Canada and apply for a job, let's say hypothetically, and the Canadian employer is going to look into your resume and he's going to look into your credentials, they will see if you have any Canadian credentials or not, and that is going to give you value. They may not pay any value to your other credentials, which you may have from your home country. It depends. I have not seen that.
okay. Thank you very much. This is my second question for my wife. She graduated hospitality and hotel tourism management, but she's been in the banking industry for about 7 years now. Can she apply for a business related course or accounting related course in your institution?
Yeah, first of all, we don't have accounting program at this time. Now, like, if your wife, we look at each case is different. And your wife, you already have an evidence where she studied in a hotel management program, but she ended up working for the bank. So there is a history, there is a track, like she has done that already. So now, if she's going to, let's say, if she wants to decide to study a new skill, she has to make her case like, yeah, because I studied diploma in hotel management, but I ended up doing job at the bank. In her explanation letter, she has to explain if she is changing, maybe she is now ready to do her own business, and now she wants to learn how to do business online, and e-business administration is something that she wants to learn. I'm just giving an idea. So that's how you build up your case, and that's how you make your evidence for a visa application and then study. That's my opinion, general opinion. Because at the end of the day, it's not simply just getting admission and applying for a visa. No, you're dealing with the law, and I don't know, if you are dealing with any consultant or lawyer or legal professional or not. But if you do, they will advise you. They will look into your credentials, and they will see what you have done and what is best for you. So the only thing I can say is this: college is responsible for admission. We will look into your credentials. If you meet our requirement, we will approve your admission. And then it is up to you to see if your case is strong for visa, because that is the only way if you're an international student to get into Canada and study. Once you are in Canada and you study program, you complete the program, obviously, then you will be getting into a different area where you will be finding ways to settle in Canada. Next microphone, I'm opening up for Mohammed Iftikharuddin. Your microphone is open. Please unmute your microphone from your side if you have a question.
Thank you so much for giving me opportunity. I am from Bangladesh and I have completed my master's degree program and also bachelor program from in finance from here in Bangladesh. So I have applied for diploma in hotel operation and hospitality management. So my question is, can I change this program before paying registration fees?
Well, you can change this to anyone. It's totally up to you. As I mentioned earlier, all you have to do is this: communicate with your admission administrator via email and just make a request that you want to change the program from this to this. You don't have to explain anything, just make a request. And just keep in mind that nothing is automatic. So we will appreciate if a change is made before the issuance of the letter of acceptance, because it is a lot easier, less work for us to reissue you all the documents again at a later stage. So yeah, so if you are at the offer stage, it is easy to change the program right now. You will get a new offer, and then you will have time to consider and go forward. If you change the program after paying and after letter of acceptance, we can still change the program, no problem. But then we have to reissue you offer again, enrollment contract again, letter of acceptance again, invitation letter again. There are 7 different letters which we have to reissue you after the LOA program change. So yeah, you can change the program.
Sir, we have to pay a tuition fee monthly or yearly? When we have to pay?
I don't know which fee you're talking about, sir.
About the program, course program tuition fee, I'm saying we have to pay tuition fee monthly or yearly?
It is totally in your own hand. When you fill out application, you are the one who decides your payment plan. All you have to pay the college is letter of acceptance fee. Letter of acceptance fee is a one-time fee to get a letter of acceptance. That is going to become your tuition fee if you continue your study at the college. So technically, the entire process is going to be free. You will not pay any admission fee at all if you pay now. Other than the letter of acceptance, the tuition fee, you can pay in installments. It is your decision if you want to pay this upfront all fee, if you want to pay in 6 months installment, if you want to pay in 12 months installment, 3 months installments. It is you who will select in your application form, and college is going to entertain that.
So after getting LOA, how much possibility to get visa?
I can't tell you that. Each case is different. So that answer has to be answered by a legal professional after looking into your submission, your evidence, your documents. College is only responsible to accept your admission and then offer you documentation, allow you to apply for a visa if you get the visa, and then you complete the study and issue you a degree. Visa is a decision which is made by the government of Canada, federal government, immigration department. There is a different law about it. They have different requirements. There are different documents. And once you are, in the letter of acceptance stage, you will have access to that support, and that answer can be better answered at that stage by a legal professional.
Okay, so if we don't get visa, what will be our registration fee? Will we lose this registration fee?
No, this LOA is non-refundable. You don't get it back. And college is not asking you to pay anything else. And it is the law in Canada, for your information and general information, regardless, if there is a tuition fee, if you pay full tuition fee, or if you pay part of tuition fee to the CAN college or to any other college or university, it is the law, the Canadian law, that if a student visa is not approved, the college or the university, they must refund pay back all tuition fees to you 100%. So I don't know what is your question about.
If we get admission in this college, and also if we get visa, where we have to, we'll have a stay, we'll have a stay at hostel, or
That is purely up to you. So if you have a friend, if you have a family member who's in Canada and they can help you to find a house or accommodation, you will be actually using that service and they can do that. But if you cannot find that actually help or assistance at all, college is going to actually help you. So we have actually provided the service. If you go to our this link international student program, and if you go bottom over there, accommodation and health insurance. So college is definitely going to help you to find a suitable accommodation at a very low cost or minimum cost close to the college.
for this matter, we have to pay extra?
Accommodation and living expense is not part of the tuition fee.
Okay, okay, okay. So, sir, is there any opportunity or any scope to less tuition fee from the total tuition fee?
If you tuition fees are clearly marked and mentioned on our program pages, you can apply for a scholarship if you're eligible. College is definitely going to give you that scholarship, which will lower your fee. Other than that, I don't think there is any other option at this time.
First of all, we have to confirm letter of acceptance. Am I right?
Yes. So if you read the details, policies are very clear, procedures are very clear. Nothing is automatic. It's all, you or anyone else who's interested paying attention and reading it closely and applying at a proper time.
Okay, so thank you so much, sir.
You're
Thank
welcome. You're welcome. Next is microphone is I'm opening. Okay, Emmanuel, your microphone is open. Please, what is your question?
Okay.
Sir, what is your question?
Hello?
I can hear you. What is your question, sir?
My question is, I have my letter of acceptance ready, everything ready, but I want to know, since the borders are not open in Canada, I don't know, should I go ahead to apply now or wait? Because the intake starts in January, 29 January.
Okay, we had a live session. It was exclusive session for those who are in letter of acceptance stage, and Visa Assistant Secure Portal was the link. Were you able to attend that session yesterday or not?
No, please.
I want you to access this secure visa portal. You have access to this page, and you look into September 19th video, which is recorded, and I would strongly recommend you to follow instructions before you submit a visa. That is first thing which I would request you. And secondly, we are open. We are starting classes for September 29th. In class, online, we're already there. So there is no interruption, and we are going to do that if you can come and study. Okay?
Okay, so like, would the school give me a letter to explain that for your school, that anything class?
Yeah, everything is, that's what I'm requesting, sir. If you log into the secure portal, because you have access to that portal, and then you listen to this September 19th, just 2 days ago, we had a recorded seminar, and we have specific instructions, latest up-to-date information for those who are ready to file visa application. I'm strongly recommending you to access that. We have a next exclusive session for those students. It is on October 2nd. I will highly recommend you to register for that and then get a specific answer to your question related to your visa application.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Next question is from Olajide. Your microphone is open, please. Olajide, Olajide is the first name. You have to unmute your microphone, please.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. What is your question, sir?
Yeah, good evening. My name is Jide Adesanya Olajide. Thank you so much. Now, two questions quickly. can myself and my wife apply simultaneously? Then, number two, what is the minimum fee somebody can pay to get eligible for this course? Then number three, at what stage would your school help in getting this study permit? Those are the three questions I want to ask.
Okay, I didn't get your first question. What was your first question?
My first question is, my wife is a lawyer here in Nigeria, and I'm a biochemist. I'm saying, can the both of us apply simultaneously?
Okay, what I would suggest, very good question. And this is exactly what I was explaining in the beginning. I don't know if you were hearing or not. There are certain occupations, they are regulated, which means they require licensing. Your wife's occupation as a lawyer is a licensed occupation in your country and also in Canada. No one can practice law without a license. If you look at your chemist, so that program, I don't know, you have to look into in the list. It depends.
Okay.
Do you see your chemistry or something over here in the list?
I have a knowledge of laboratory technician, laboratory technologist. I have that background here, even as a biochemist.
Yeah. What I would suggest, okay, I'm not getting into an assessment, I'm simply just giving you a general idea. So your lawyer wife don't have to study law all over again in Canada, I can tell you that. She can get into a bridge training program with a minimum cost, I would tell you, less than $5,000, which will allow her to enter Canada to complete the licensing requirements. And as a dependent, you can also accompany her if you want to, and then she can actually complete licensing. So once you get the license to practice in Canada, then she can work towards her possibility to find an employer in Canada who can offer her a job as a lawyer. And then she'll be working as a lawyer in Canada. And that's the way I look into that. Now, cost-wise, as I mentioned, I'm just giving you a rough idea. Lawyer licensing, including the visa application, including the licensing exams, some prep courses, or something like that, it could be less than $5,000. Time-wise, this entire process can be completed to enter Canada and get ready for the exams in less than 6 months.
Wow. Okay.
And that is a bridge training program. It starts with our assessment. You don't need our assessment. So if your wife can research online how to do it, she can do it online on herself. She doesn't need any assessment. Why you need to involve the college? If you involve the college, what the college does in bridge training program, we are going to have another session very soon and we'll talk more about that. But in general, college is going to assess you, is guide you what you need to do. We will connect you with the regulatory body. We do have certain courses which are licensing prep courses for lawyers, and we are also preparing some courses for other occupations. We will enroll you in these courses. These courses are less than 6 months, so that fall into the category which is a short-term study visa. So it will be short-term study visa. When you talk about short-term study visa, then you're opening up a requirement under the law, which is a lot less complex and less criteria for funds and everything. And it's a totally different process and procedure. So I would suggest, again, each case is different. It's a great idea to have some kind of counseling before even you select a program or before even you select a career or your possibility to settle in Canada. And these seminars, which we have almost bi-weekly basis, are the best way to get into.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
This question, at what stage do we need a guide from the school as regards visa application?
You are actually at that stage right now. You are getting guidance from me. But if you really want to, but if you really want to, let's say, get a specific guidance, as I mentioned earlier, this is a general information seminar which is presented to everyone actually, regardless if they have admission offer or if they have letter of acceptance or not. It's a general information based. But we do have other seminars also, which are exclusive to students who are enrolled in our vocational programs, and they are letter of acceptance stage. So that is the stage when they get advice and counseling and guidance on visa application. For bridge training program, we are preparing to have a specific actually training seminar very soon. It could be next week or the following week, where we'll be only and only talking about the bridge training program and occupations within. So if you are from a regulated occupation, or if you have high credentials, master's degree, PhD degree, that'll be great actually guidance session, which will help you to understand, okay, what is the process, what is the procedure. So that is the guidance stage. So to move next, you can actually click on the screen button and then move forward to officially involve CAM College in that assessment. So that is the next step. It will take 10 to 15 days for us to get back, and then we will formally tell you exactly based on your wife's situation and your occupation or her occupation, what is involved. We will also tell you the fees, and then you will have, a kind of service delivered to you for that specific professional who is related to that profession, and that's a different team.
All right, sir. And finally, sir, please, I've actually done my assessment, credential assessments with Wes. Can I use that for my application? Wes in Canada?
You can definitely use that, but that has nothing to do with, let's say, I would say licensing requirement. So it's very important to look into what is involved and at what stage you need which document. So WES, if you pay close attention to that, it has different purposes. Some WES reports have a purpose which is used only for immigration application. Some WES reports have purpose which are for admission, college admission, academic study also. So I have not seen your or your wife's WES report, but that is a good report. That's value, that has a value which is going to give you some kind of equivalency of your credentials based on Canadian equivalency and credentials. It's good to have that in hand. But I don't think for the purpose of this bridge training program, or even for the purpose of, let's say, student visa, it is required.
Okay. All right. No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. And this is also going to lead to another question. When you submit application for admission at CAM College with us, we advise everyone to submit everything, whatever you have. WES, your minimum, higher secondary school certificate, whatever you have, diploma certificate, your BA, master's, transcripts, whatever you have, submit everything. That is confidential, private. We don't share that with anyone else, but it helps us a lot to make a very good assessment on your application. And now, very recently, we have actually received approval from the Ministry of Education Ontario, where they have approved alternate admission requirements. One of the requirements is even if you have not completed secondary school from your home country, maybe you started school and you had 10 years study only, maybe you had completed secondary school certificate, but you couldn't pass all the subjects, and now you don't have actually a certificate which is valid at all. So the mature student status is one of the way to get into that. It is a simple test. We can conduct that test online, and then we can actually approve your admission even if you don't have any degree legally under the Canadian law as a mature student status. And then we can still allow you to get a diploma in post-secondary diploma or equivalent based on the skills which we have. So in other words, if you have a secondary school certificate or higher degree diploma, good. If you don't have it, still, we can teach you if you pass our, and we can give you your diploma from the CAN college if you pass our mature student test, which is not difficult at all. I'm going to open up next question from Mr. Rasak. Your microphone is open. Please unmute from your side.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening, please. What is your question, sir?
I'm from Nigeria. Yeah, I've gone through your Khan College program, but is there any program for 2 years program? All I have been seeing there is just 1 year academic program. Do you have any program for 2 years?
We don't have any program for 3 years at this time. We are in the process of getting some programs approved by the ministry, which will be close to 2 years. But answer to your question, no, we don't have 3 years program.
The secondly, this 1 year program, after finishing the program, what are the chances for the student to get the postgraduate work permit?
This program is not eligible for postgraduate work permit at all. Actually, the programs which we have, all of them, they will or they may provide an opportunity to you to transition from student to a regular work permit on a real job.
Okay. So with the program, there's possibility for you to get employment that will make you, live in Canada.
Yes, we work with recruiters and employers very closely based on the skill for which we train. And then actually many of the employers, they're interested to hire students who are graduating very soon for that specific skill. So that's the way to go. A postgraduate work permit is simply just a authority. This is a great confusion. People think maybe after completing a 3 years of study, diploma or degree, it is going to give them an opportunity to find an employer who is ready to give them job right away. That is a misconception in my view. You can complete study in 3 years, pay the cost of study for 3 years, living cost for 3 years, spend $65,000 to $70,000 in 3 years, and get a work permit, which is just a paper which is allowing you authorization to work. It is not a guarantee that you have an employer ready to pay you. Whereas you can get the same thing by getting a diploma and completing education at the CAN college for paying simply 1 year and then a lot less costs. And that work permit, which is a real work permit, is not a postgraduate work permit, will still allow you to work for 1 year and apply for immigration after 1 year. Same thing you're going to do with postgraduate work permit. So it's totally, different ways to look into that and then apply accordingly.
Okay. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm sorry I muted you. You're unmuted again. Please go ahead. Yes, you're unmuted from my side, Rasak. If you have a question, my apology, I muted you very in a quick way. Okay, Stephen Feder, your microphone is open. Please unmute. Yes, Stephen, please go ahead. I can.
Okay, this is good morning from Philippines.
Oh, good morning, Stephen.
From Philippines.
Yeah, good morning is 1:48 a.m. Thank you for being awake.
Yeah. I want to confirm for her and my wife. She's a nurse, so already we applied for occupational health and safety administration. But now I'm seeing bridge program for nurses. Can she swap or change to a bridging program? Is it the same year, the same time of program?
No, actually, this healthcare, I don't know which program. This is a different program. This is a managerial program. Nursing program is a regulated profession. When I say regulated profession, nurses in Canada, they need a license to, work as a nurse.
Okay.
So nurses.
So what I mean is
nurses can work without a license as healthcare service administrators. Many nurses actually, they have experience and they are very good administrators and managers in health care industry. So that is possible. But a healthcare service administrator cannot practice as a nurse without a license.
Okay. Okay. So another thing I want to ask again, is there any how do I call it? I prefer many people to the school. Is there any maybe how do they call that? Or benefit for referrals, like if you refer to like 4 or 5 people to the school, is there anything that can affect me, like that can reduce my own quota of paying, or something like that? Is there anything like that?
We don't have any quota. We will provide you all documentation and all legal documents and statutory documents and supporting documents related to your program and admission, which will allow you to actually use that for a visa application. That is what college will do that. Other than that, it's purely your application. You have to submit and process it. I don't know what do you mean by benefit.
Okay, now that okay, if we have our program for next year, May, and the embassy is not yet open, what will happen?
Embassies are open, 100% open. They're making decisions. They are actually making decisions. Even we had received decisions or approvals and all types of other decisions back in May, in June. Embassies were never closed. Online study visa application is submitted online. Decisions are made online. Students can get visa also, but they will not be allowed to enter Canada until travel restrictions are lifted. And according to my information, uh, if you look into Canadian government website, you will find specific information if the travel restriction is open or not, is lifted or not. What instructions we have from Ministry of Education. We are open for business, open for education starting from September 29th for everyone. International students, domestic students, in class, online, we are open. So, answer to your question, if you want to know embassy is open or not, embassy is open. Uh, they are taking applications, they are making decisions. There are situations where students may have submitted application and they have not received a response or decision yet. Well, in that case, we will work with the student. We are working with the student and we are guiding them what to do. We are issuing them new letter of acceptances for next sessions. So that is going to happen once you are in the stage when you'll be getting support for a visa. So I don't know if you have any other comment.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to ask. Any question? Any question?
We do have actually another session. If you go to our admission advising page, we have actually more sessions similar to this one. If you have any other question, you can actually come back and ask questions in that session as well. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just asking my wife here. She's asking maybe, is there any program on SPED, on SPED kids, on special children? Maybe there's any program?
We don't have any that program, but again, if you go to our program list, there are some programs which have been already approved, and there are some programs which have not been approved yet. For example, there is one program which is long-term care and services administration. Over there, there might be a skill. We may have a nurse aid program which may have a skill on that specific medical condition, but they're not approved yet.
Okay. But I saw something like a child care program on occupational health and safety. There's a program like a child care, something like that.
Yeah, that program has, so we have details, for example, subjects and the skills people learn. Whatever is there, I'm not expert in this particular program. It is taught by a different instructor. But if you see there is a skill which is matching the need of a student to learn something, that's there.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Next microphone is for Tamitope, Omar Renoe, your microphone is open from my side. Please unmute yourself if you have a question.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I can hear you. What is your question, sir?
I'm talking from Cyprus. My question is about the alternative requirement. I don't know. I'm a Nigerian. I don't know if that will be required.
Do you have a secondary school certificate?
Yeah.
And you have a WES report or not?
You said?
Do you have a WES report?
No.
Okay. Then you have two options. One of the option is you can either provide us a report from WES and we will accept it, or you can actually simply just go for our mature student test and then you don't have to provide anything else. Question: when do you need to provide us the mature student test or WES? You are going to provide that WES test or the student report, WES report or the test on the day when you start the program. For example, the program is starting on September 29th or January 29th or May 29th is the date when you start the program. So we must have these requirements met before the start date of the program. And that is the date and time which is post and beyond your visa application decision. So each student is different. If you have applied for admission at Kent College, admission committee is going to look into this and they will tell you if you need MSA or not. I can't tell you now at this time.
Okay, what you are saying is each student is
different.
Admission is different.
Yeah, because each country has different degrees. Canadian law is looking into those credentials differently. For example, if you're from Nigeria, Nigeria is a country which is exempt from English requirement. For example, if you have Ielts requirement, so Ielts requirement is a mandatory to start the program for students from India, from China, from Philippines, and other countries, but it is not a requirement for students in Nigeria or Ghana or some other African countries. So now, next question could be, is it mandatory for a Philippine student or Indian student or a Chinese student to have Ielts? Absolutely not. Kent College is going to accept admission even without Ielts score based on students' let's say, commitment to take English language test before the start of the primary program. So there is an alternate, I would say, to everything. So that is assessed during your admission application once we received. And then once you receive an offer letter, your offer letter will indicate any such condition very clearly. And that offer is sent to the student after assessing and examining their documents. And that is free. So we assess and examine your documents for free. We get back to you with an offer for free. Then you have 30 days to look into that. So I think you have to get into the process to apply for admission before actually getting any specific answer on that.
All right. That's just what I want to know.
No problem. Welcome anytime. No question is a bad question. We love questions. I'm opening up a microphone for Justice Koranke, please. You have to unmute yourself if you want to speak, sir or ma'am. Okay, so next is Michael Pong. Your microphone is open from my side. Please unmute. Yes, Justice, I can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What is your question?
I'm Justice calling from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, I have already applied for database management, and then last week I received a mail, and then you also attach an invoice confirming an amount of 500 USD that I have to pay?
It is not US. Our fees are never in US dollars. We are a Canadian college, and all fees which we have are all in Canadian dollars. It is mentioned on every invoice. It is mentioned on our program page. All fees are in Canadian dollars.
Okay, so now my question is, I want to find out, before you can proceed on to the next application process, do I have to first pay the 500 Canadian dollar before you can proceed?
Yes, there are certain documentation. We have to complete those documentations or those documents actually before we receive. You must pay that fee. We cannot issue you this before receiving that fee. Number one, and number two, that is a kind of reservation of your seat, and this is a fee for that. We really want to have a commitment from the student that they are reserving their seat for that particular session. Each session we have limited seating capacity.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm going to open up microphone for Chisom, CHISOM, Euroko. You have to unmute yourself, please. Oh, Michael, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Michael. Your microphone is open too. Go ahead.
Okay, I would like to add to the question my brother just asked. After paying the letter of acceptance fee, please, is there a high chance of you bringing out good assessments of the students so that the student can proceed with the visa, or the chance of the students is still very less after paying the letter of acceptance fee?
Many colleges, many
very high after payment of the acceptance letter.
Many colleges and universities, they have a admission registration fee, which is non-refundable, and it is not even a part of tuition fee. If you click on our letter of acceptance and after button, we have clearly mentioned our policy that this is a policy. If you read over there, to accept your admission, reserve your seat. It could be anything between $99 to $500. Each program, each student, each course has different letter of acceptance fee. So once you receive an offer, you will know how much that fee is. It is required to be paid before getting into further documentation and further procedures. Those procedures include issuance of a statutory document, which is letter of acceptance, allowing you to apply for a visa. That process and procedure also includes putting you in the list of students who will receive free, no charge visa assistance from the college. That fee is also a kind of commitment from the student that they are serious to study in that program. So that is the purpose of this fee. It is non-refundable. But once you get the visa, you come to Canada, you start education, we will consider this fee as part of your admission and tuition fee. So you are actually paying a tuition fee, $500 now, and if your visa is approved, it'll be used as tuition fee. Otherwise, it is admission fee. It is non-refundable. Now, the chance for getting a visa purely depends upon other factors. You have to prove to the visa office so many other things: ties back to your home country, your financial means to support yourself, your study in Canada, and you will get more information and more advice on that once you are in letter of acceptance stage and you're seeking assistance through a different portal.
Oh, okay, that's good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anytime. I'm going to open up microphone for Chisholm Euroko. Please unmute yourself. It's your turn now.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, please. What is your question, sir?
Okay. Please, the question might sound somehow, right? But then I want to speak from the mindset of a Nigerian, right? Coupled with the experiences we've been having over here, right? So
Sir, I'll be more interested to listen to your question.
Yeah, definitely. Sure. Okay, so please, what exactly drives the motive of Can College, right? Like, why is the why are your operations like designed in this manner? Because I for me, I see it more like too good to be true. Like, like I really want to understand how this is so, legit, right? So, like I said, I know the question is going to sound somehow, right? But then we just have to accept the fact that over here things happen, and we all need to treat with caution whenever we want to do things. So I just want to have that satisfaction that, okay, yeah, this is actually true. The way I see it, the way I've been seeing things going, things that I've been saying, okay, yeah, all these things are actually true.
Okay, let me answer that. Thank you for asking that question. It's a very good question, and then I really appreciate for this particular question. First of all, it is very important for everyone to know in Canada, not only for the CAN college, but for every private career college, community college, university, they have to operate under a legal guideline under the laws of Canada. The education in Canada is regulated and it is governed under a provincial law. Each province has its own laws, which are education laws. For example, a university or a college in Ontario, we are in Ontario, we are dealing with Ministry of Training and Colleges and Universities, Ontario. There might be a college and university in British Columbia, other provinces, which is maybe Alberta, and that province and that university is going to run its operations under that law. So no college, regardless if it's a private or community college, can operate or offer admission to students without having authority and approval as a college from the relative government, number one. And number two, for international students, there is a secondary approval which is required by law, and that approval is from the Department of Immigration, and that is to be a designated learning institution. No college and university can offer admission and enrollment in programs to international students without being approved by the ministry, which is a federal government actually, Ministry of Immigration, and being a designated learning institution. Now let's talk about the legitimacy of the CAN college. If you go to private career college, which is the Government of Ontario website over here, how difficult it is for you to, or anyone to verify, forget about the CAN college, any college. Let's say if you have received an invitation letter or offer, or there's a seminar being offered by some college, and you want to verify if this is a real college or not, simply go to the Government of Canada website, type the city, if you know the city, type the college name, which could be Canadian Career Education College. So I think everyone should be smart enough to verify before even paying anyone any money. If you search with this, you will find if the college is real or not, phone number, address, and go there. And if you click over here, it should go to some link. But if you look at the details, show details, not only the college has to be approved, but the program must be approved by the same Ministry of Education. That is the law. If you look at the list of programs, look at the programs, there are fees. Everything is disclosed and is approved by the Ministry of Education at the provincial level. That answers your question if the college is real or not. What makes anyone think that the CAN college or any other colleges can do such act, which is against the law, ripping off people or scamming people, taking money, and considering not to go in jail? Common sense. So it's a simple, just everyone's own, way of finding information and then making a decision. Now, let's look. Let's have another check. So, just like provincial government, designated learning institution, there is a law, and the law is no college can bring students as international students in Canada if they are not approved as a designated learning institution. We are approved by the federal government, which is Ministry of Immigration, and you will find our name in that list also. Now, can we offer programs and the fees and whatever we are doing against the law? Absolutely not. We have 3,000 students, and this is not the only thing. If you go to our CPD learning, we're also approved by the two major law societies, which are actually for lawyers, the Law Society of Ontario, Law Society of British Columbia, and we are offering programs which are mandatory programs to renew the license for these legal professionals. We are on the lens not only, you know, let's say from the general public side, regardless they're in Canada or outside Canada, but the highly, I would say qualified people, lawyers, they always look for trouble. They always look for people who are doing something wrong. We have 3,000 lawyers taking education from us every year. We offer licensing preps to students. We offer pre-training programs to students. And I don't know what makes someone think that Can College or any other college with such status, with such background, and we're not new. We are in business since 2012, 11. I don't know how else, I can answer your question, Shizam.
Okay, so I was thinking if maybe I could understand the motive of the
There is no motive. This is our purpose. The purpose of existence of the college is to deliver skill-based education. It is the motive of the student which needs to be assessed. What is the student's motive? And that is the threshold which you have to meet when you submit application for visa and when you are going to settle in Canada. So I think college is doing everything within the law, what is allowed by the law. And by the way, just for your information, uh, perhaps you don't know, but I think it's a very good question, like this question. Ministry of Education in every province, they have superintendents, they have inspectors. We have to go through like tons of audits. And it's not only Can College, every college, I'm speaking on behalf of every college in Canada. They have to, go by the law. And there is no way, I can tell you, regardless if you get admission from Can College or any other private college or the university or community college in Canada, you are well protected. This is the Canadian government, Canadian laws we're talking about. So I don't know when you use the word motive, what do you mean by that? It is the student's motive which should be judged, not the college.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, I knew very well that it might sound somehow, right? But then I just wanted to understand that it's just coming from the mindset of a Nigerian.
Yeah, no, I am with you. I completely understand your concern, and I think everyone should be concerned. But the bottom line is, each individual, just like yourself, you should be smart enough to assess and understand the scam. Verify it before you pay. Verify it before even you communicate with someone. If it is real, if it is approved by the government, if it is against the law, if it is, up to certain standards or not. So, and I think that goes to individual effort, regardless you're from Nigeria or any other country. And I think it's great that you're asking this question, because I think this is the kind of education which everyone should have, so that they can make a informed decision and not losing money. I thank you for this question. Okay, sir?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So let's see if there's anyone else. Seun, S-C-U-N, S-E-U-N, Ferinaloy, your microphone is open. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening.
Good evening. What is your question, sir?
Thank you. I've been enjoying your program since. I really appreciate your effort and what you have been doing.
Thank you.
I apply for business. I apply for business and project management.
Okay.
So and I've not received letter of acceptance. I've mandatory to pay some amount of money in order to receive my asset, but due to the crisis of COVID that ravaging the world, I couldn't meet up in order to remit my instrumental payment. So can I defer the admission or?
Yes, you can defer the admission, but if we don't have seats in that particular session, we may not be able to approve it. So we have two stages. Stage one, you are in offer stage. You have not paid any letter of acceptance fee yet. So deferral is not guaranteed. But yes, if your offer expires, you can always reapply whenever you're ready. So that is the option you have. For students who have already paid a letter of acceptance and they are in letter of acceptance stage, and if they want to defer their admission or enrollment, yes, we guarantee them that yes, if they are unable to get a visa or process their visa application on time and they want to defer at a different session, we guarantee that deferral, and that deferral is accepted for sure. Okay, sir? Thank you. Now I am going to actually read the questions. So I'm not taking voice questions again. So I'm going to see if the question has been answered already or not. Please, I would like to know available courses for international students. You go to the website, click on the screen button, program list, and you will see the available programs over there. Okay, next question, Vanessa. Will having a master's degree be a hindrance to apply diploma program in the business of project management? No, learning a skill is not a hindrance, but the program selection is definitely going to influence your decision. Business and project management is a program which is geared towards an occupation which is related to construction industry. You have to look into your own profile, background, education, and then see if the skill set and the training which we're going to provide in that program matches what you want to learn. That's the way to look into this one. Does Kent College have any program for business administration for runs of 2 academic years? I think, no, I already answered this question, Rasak. Inanda, can you please go through the visa payment documentation again? The visa payment. Does Kent College have any program for business administration for runs